Good morning, general biology students. Wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the conclusion that you're going to write today. Just make sure that you're fully aware and know exactly the expectation for today. Today we're going to finish off our Homeostasis Lab. So just a reminder, standard is that plan and conduct an investigation. So you guys wrote a EOC perfected procedure to provide evidence that feedback mechanisms maintain homeostasis. So you took notes on the feedback mechanisms, both negative and positive feedback. And you took notes on what homeostasis was, and then you guys did a really good job with the labs. You guys had a lot of persistence, figured out the best techniques, and you guys did a really good job, and ultimately I think you're all able to get good data for 3 different drugs. If you did not get the information down at the end of the day yesterday for the 2 graphs that you should have done, hopefully you came into class with these done. If you did not, I just want to spend 30 seconds. You're going to have 2 graphs. You could probably have them on one sheet of paper stacked on top of each other. First one is that you're going to do the change in the heart rate versus the drug. So it should be designed a little bit where you have room on the axes for negative numbers in case the heart rate went down. So you're going to have the drug heart rate, so that one, the heart rate that you found that one time, and then subtract the average of the 3 normal heart rate calculations. And if it's a positive number, okay, then you'll have the bar graphs for each of the 3 drugs. Don't label them drug 1, 2, and 3, but rather the specific drug they were. And go ahead and create the bar graphs for all 3. One thing from the Clipland lab, a lot of you guys forgot titles of the lab. Make sure that you have a title of the lab, and make sure that you have on the axes here that you label what these numbers represent. The second graph is the graph that you're going to use for your conclusion that you're going to write today. So that's the time that it took to return to homeostasis. So you're going to have, again, the same 3 drugs with the names. Please use the same colors for each drug that you did from this first graph. And you'll have the time, based upon what time yours is. You can create the intervals as need be. And again, you're just going to make a simple bar graph of the time that it took for each of the 3 drugs to return to homeostasis. Then you're going to get this passed out to you. This is try to get it set up in the format that you're going to see on the EOC. The question that you're going to write your conclusion for is which drug took the longest for the Daphnia to return to homeostasis. You're going to look at that second graph and determine which drug took the longest time to get back to homeostasis. Now, if you take a look at the bottom, it has the parts of the conclusion that you need. On the EOC, these will be in bullet point statements. And I'm just going to review, again, the 5 points that you need to hit. Again, you guys have written multiple conclusions, both last year and this year. But your first sentence is you need a concluding sentence where you answer the question. So the question again asks about which drug took the longest to return to homeostasis. So you shouldn't have any numbers in this sentence. It should just be a sentence answering that question, making specific which drug took the longest amount of time. Then your second and third sentences is your high and low data. So again, you're going to look at your bar graph, be able to determine which one took the longest, which one took the shortest, and you're going to give a sentence for each of these. A couple things to make sure that you do. What's going on with the computer? But a couple things that you do need to make sure that you do is to have it in full sentences.
Good afternoon. Just a reminder that there's a middle school volleyball game this afternoon at 5 o'clock. You're going to want to
for each one, saying which of the drugs, and make sure you have the number data as far as how many minutes, how many seconds. Then In your fourth sentence, it's going to say, similar as it says right down here, explanation of data. But the easiest way to get that point again is the difference between high and low data. And again, just make sure it's in a full sentence. The difference between alcohol and nicotine to return to homeostasis was blank. And the fifth one's the scientific explanation. And I have down here at the bottom of your sheet what I want you to have. But I do need one change because I forgot, according to the standards, that we do need to add. So when I get to that point, I'll have you pause this video to make sure that each of you writes what I'm going to add to this bottom part. So your scientific explanation needs to have a couple parts. First, you need to explain how the drug that took the longest affects humans. So if it's nicotine, you need to be able to describe what nicotine does to the body. Then you're going to describe, and you can use your notes, or again, search it up just quick, not very long. Explain what homeostasis is. Explain how your data proves homeostasis took place. And the part that you're going to add, so go ahead and once I add this, go ahead and pause the video so each person can write this down at the bottom of their sheet, is that you need to explain what feedback mechanism the Daphnia went through and how you know that. Okay, because again, the standard says that you need to prove that feedback mechanisms, again, we learned positive and negative feedback. So you're going to describe, explain, tell me which feedback mechanism the Daphnia went through to get back to the normal heart rate, and how you know that. There's a decent chance that you may use more than just these lines provided. Go ahead and continue it on the back of the sheet for the conclusion, and then when you are done with this, go ahead and fold the sheet and either tape or glue or staple the conclusion into, so that you'll have your procedure, you'll have your data tables, you'll have your graphs and your conclusions all together in your new notebook. Okay, so this should be, you're going to get all day today, Friday, to be able to finish. If you do not finish, it is your homework, and you should have this done when you come to class on Monday. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. By all means, you can email me if you have any questions related to this, or you can ask the substitute. She can go ahead and email me as well. So I'm going to put this video on Vimeo, so I'm going to be able to upload it onto your class notebook. So if you go onto your OneNote and go to the content library, okay, I'm going to save the video there, so you can each get a laptop and be able to watch or pause through different parts of this video if you need helpful reminders. Alright, have a good weekend.